that in Islam, the reason the Arab they praise uh, uh, the moon god, because this is the nice god who bring peace. It's cool, it's nice. People start saying poetry. The Arab, they have nothing to do except poetry, because I mean, what they will do, what they have in life, goat, a tent, and spend the night, sitting in the floor and looking at the stars, and they speak, talking. This is what they have. No, nothing. So the moon god was the most popular god in all hot area. The sun god was the popular god in the cold area. What is the source? This is the Quran. You see, I brought no source from outside until now, correct? Because if I bring other source from history books, the Muslims, they say we don't believe in them anyway. So I don't waste my time. All my explanation is based in what is written in front of us from Islamic translation, their Quran and their Hadith. No, in Egypt, no, in Egypt, my friend, it's not about because the sun god is not, no. In Egypt, they have a different understanding for the sun. In Egypt, they have that the power, like the sun is the power. So while the Arab were seeking the peacetime of the cool night, because Egypt is not totally desert. You see, the civilization of Egypt was not living in the desert. It was living side the Nile River, which is a very huge river. So they are not really short of water. Actually, it's the opposite. The flood used to come in the Nile River and kill thousands of people every year. So Egypt is a different story, because this is not really a total desert land. Yes, the land in majority it's a desert, but who live there anyway? People live beside the river of the Nile River, right? So those are farmers. They are farming people. They do farming. This is how they live in Egypt. The desert people, they are not farming people. The grass grow by itself. There's no source of water like rivers or even lakes. So they have from time to time spring of water. Here it come, disappear, depend in the rain, and they move from place to place. This is why they are called Bedouin. The Bedouin is coming from the word Bedu, which is coming from the Aramaic. So people who live in the desert, they have different let us say mentality and different request. You see, if you are a poor person and then suddenly let us say let's make a fiction story, suddenly something happened to you and somebody asks you, make a wish, because you are poor. I mean, okay, your maximum wish, okay, buy me a TV. Okay, but if you ask the same question for somebody like Bill Gates, make a wish, what the wish will be? So the wish of every person or a group of people depend in their needs. Do you understand? Depend on their needs. The farmers, they needed the sun. It is the one who made their goods grow. They have water. Egypt is not short of water. Until now, they are not short of water, actually. Even though like they are building dams, but still the Nile River is running. And we are talking thousands of years after. So we need to understand the mentality and the needs in order to go beyond. Now, so the most powerful night for time for Allah is the night. It is where He come, when He come, and when He delivered the Quran. Muhammad forbid praying during the sunrise, the sunset. What else? Anyone remember something else? I apologize, my voice is not doing good. I'm not sure why. I think I drank too much coffee. Anyone remember what else we can come with? What else? Muslims, they say Islam is a religion of Tawheed, correct? Tawheed. And what Tawheed? We explained to you before. Tawheed does not mean oneness. Tawheed mean unification. He unified gods. It's not one God, as the Muslim they claim to say to you. However, I will go with the Muslims claim when they say it is oneness of God. But look at this oneness of God. This oneness of God who Islam came with, supposedly, the Arab don't believe in that. They believe that Allah, he have partners. And Muhammad, he reject that idea. Allah has no partners. If we go to the story of Abraham, we will find Abraham who worshiping the moon, worshiping the sun, worshiping the stars. When Abraham he prayed to the sun, what he said? He said, "Hada Rabbi, Hada Akbar." When he saw the sun, he said, "This is my Lord, not greater." This is fast translation. Akbar does not mean greater. This is my Lord. This is Akbar. Akbar was the sun God. He is Akbar. An idol who is big, huge, the biggest, they call him Akbar. If I want to say I have two houses and this house is bigger than this house, what the word I use in Arabic? Akbar. It's not a greater, because a greater can be many things. Can be greater in the furniture, can be greater in many things, but not necessarily bigger. Akbar necessarily is about size, especially we are talking about items. So here we notice that when Abraham he saw the sun, he only say Akbar, but he did not say that to the moon. When he saw the moon, he said, "This is my God." And then the sun set. He said, "I don't like the one who set." Okay. But in this case, Abraham was worshiping the moon himself, not the God of the moon. In the case of the sun, he called the sun Akbar. And then when he saw planets in the sky, one of them, we do not know which one, he said, "This is my God, and this is Akbar." But each time the star or the planet disappear because the sun come, Abraham he says, "I don't like the one who disappear, for surely I will not believe in this." And then Allah supposedly suddenly appear in the story of Abraham, but it doesn't say that how he appeared to him, because suddenly Abraham he says, "I believe in Allah." Okay, how a person who believe, okay, how Abraham in Islam became knowing about Allah? Who introduced Allah to Abraham? Any Muslim can tell us? Who introduced Allah to Abraham? Okay, Abraham he was worshiping the moon, the stars, the sun, and then how he was able to know about Allah? Suddenly, and then he says here, "I turn my face to the sky." And I am Hanif. Muhammad the idiot, by using the word Hanif, that means he is a pagan. Hanif does not mean believe in the oneness of God. Hanif is an Aramaic word mean pagan. So how he now believe in Allah and he became pagan? But because Muhammad do not know what Hanif mean, he says, "I am Hanif." And now the Muslims until now they call themselves ad-din al-Hanif, the religion of Hanif. But Hanif is a pagan. To be a Hanif, it's to be a pagan, lost one. So how Abraham he called himself Hanif? But because they are ignorant with the language, they copy it and they use it. And then after Abraham, he called the son Akbar, and then he suddenly he decided to worship Allah. The Muslims, they come with a story that Abraham, he went all the way to Mecca. First he sent his wife and her son Hajar and Ishmael. And here you will notice how stupid the story. The Muslim book says that the first house Allah he built is in Mecca. Actually, it's not in Mecca, it is in city, it's called Becca. Okay. How they say that the one when Ishmael he went there was no Kaaba, but the Quran says that the first one Allah he built it was the house in Becca. The Muslim, they say Becca is the same as Mecca, but absolutely this is not true, because neither Mecca neither Becca are the name of the city of Mecca. You see, there's a temple we showed you before, it's called the temple of Al-Maqqa. The Yemeni people, the letter Ka, they come with it Qa, so Maqqa, not Mecca, Baqqa. So they switch letters. You remember the Muslim, they say to you the Quran came in 7 dialects. Here we go. So Makkah is a temple which is the temple of the moon god, not Mecca, the one we know now. It is the Makkah in Yemen. If we go and we do a little search, let's see. You can search even in Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a trustworthy information, but it's okay. You can search it just to show you how you can search it. God of Al-Makkah. You see Al-Makkah. Here we notice the connection between the moon god, the Makkah, and the Sabian. The Sabian, they claim they are the one who built this temple. The Sabian, they claim that even the Pharaoh, he was a Sabian too. This is why the Sabian, they call the God of the Jews Adonai. He is the devil. Why? Because he killed the Pharaoh soldiers. So they hate him. So it is Al-Makkah. We told you before that Al mean what? God. Makkah is the God of the location or the place. So Rabbul Makkah, the Lord of the Makkah, Al-Makkah, Al-Makkah, Al-Bakka. Then we find in the side of the Kaaba there's a corner, it's called Yemeni corner. Yemeni corner. Okay, what this corner is about? If you look at this corner, you will see there's a collection of stones. And Muhammad, he claimed that those stones and the black stone, both of them, if you touch them, your sin is erased. Why those stones are unique? Because those stones are taken from the real temple, not the counterfeit, which is Al-Makkah, which is in Yemen, the one we showed you the name. So the Arab, what they used to do, okay, people, they believe in the God of the God of Al-Makkah, but they have to travel 1,000 miles to go there. Let us bring some stones, build the Kaaba, put the stone there. Instead of going there, come here. We have the stones here for you. You know what I mean? And then we find Muhammad proving to us again that he is nothing but a continued paganism religion. He says that the one who touched those stones and the black stone, if you touch them, they erase your sin. And then we need to ask ourselves, and if there's a Muslim can answer us, how touching those stones will erase our sin. This is again proving that Islam is nothing but a collection of cults. It's a continue of paganism. And then we find that Muhammad, he kissed the black stone and he believed it is a holy stone. But not all the Muslims believe in Muhammad behavior. But Muhammad, because he is a crazy person willing to compromise with anyone just to make him believe, he kissed the black stone. The Arab like it. What I can do? The Arab like the Kaaba. We will keep the Kaaba. Suddenly Muhammad, he switched from praying to Jerusalem, praying to the Kaaba. What happened? Why all this time Muhammad was praying to Jerusalem? Because he was trying to convince the Jews that he is a prophet, the same as Moses. The Jews did not believe him. The Christians don't believe him. Okay, now we switch. Who need you anyway? I give up. Now we go back to our roots. We go back to the Kaaba. All right. And we find that even praying to the Kaaba was an idea from Umar ibn Khattab. Umar, he said, my Lord, he agreed with me in 3 things. Okay, what Allah he agree with you? And between 2 brackets, the Muslim, they say my judgment. What judgment? Umar said, let us make the Kaaba a location of direction to pray. Allah, he take the sentence as Umar he said, and he make it a verse. Umar he said, let us make hijab. Women wear hijab. Allah, he take it, he make hijab. Same as, actually, there's many cases, not only 3. Some they say there's 10 cases. Some they say even more, 15. We do not know. So my Lord agreed with me. Who is Umar that Allah he agree with him? Here you see Muhammad, the false prophet, he is copying ideas he like. He adopted, and then he claimed Allah is the one, he made it. But look, even the Muslim books, they could not hide the truth. Look what Umar here is saying. So I said to Allah, a prophet, it may be he, the prophet, divorce you all, that and that his all that is, this is his Lord. We gave him instead of you wives better than you. So the verse came the same as I had said. Do you see it, guys? Am I making things up? The same as I had said, word by word, letter by letter. Muhammad, all his religion is collection of ideas of people around him. Hijab is coming from Umar. Umar, he saw the wife of Muhammad doing poo-poo. He started making fun of her, saying to her, Arifnaki ya Sauda, making fun of her ass. She was big and old. And then he knew she was going to tell her husband about what he did. So he said, why you don't ask your women, man, to cover themselves? Huh? And Muhammad don't dare, he's a coward, to say to him, shame on you to do that to my wife. And then Muhammad, he found himself, he have no choice but to adopt as Umar ibn Khattab, he said, word by word. And here we need to ask ourselves,